Okay guys, so as the title says, I'm recreating a floor plan and I put the picture of the floor plan there at the beginning of the video. Don't worry, I do pop it in every now and again throughout the videos, so if you can't remember exactly what it looks like, there will be, the picture will be up in different places in the video. I know this video is not really exactly what I've been doing on this like build series. But I figured having a floor plan, because I do also struggle with floor plans even if I manage to build a shell. So I figured recreating a floor plan is probably like my safest bet to do next, to kind of see the layout. And I started small, just like a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom type of situation, just to be easy and kind of get just get like started with something like this. So yeah, this is why it's also a speed build, because I wanted to sit and recreate the floor plan without rushing, without trying to think, oh, this is going to be a video that's 5 million years long, or like having to speak in between the building, because that can sometimes be distracting and make me take a lot longer than I need to. So that's why I'm doing this in like a speed build format with like a voiceover. Also, I've been posting a lot lately, and making these videos, is a bit taxing. Not that I don't enjoy it, but it does get a little tiring, especially if you're still working during the week. So I figured just doing a voiceover for this one is probably the best way to go. So I just did the basic sort of shape and room layout for the inside, and now I'm kind of just trying to mess around with the outside, because even though the thing is recreating the floor plan, which is mainly focused on the inside, I still wanted to make the outside look somewhat decent, even though building, landscaping, all of that, not my strong suit. I mean, this is kind of the whole purpose of the video, you guys know this, so of this build series, I mean. So yeah, I'm trying to just make it look somewhat decent, while also basically focusing on the main goal, which is to recreate this floor plan. Now, on the picture of the floor plan, they kind of show sort of where the windows and the doors are placed, but they don't show much else from the outside. They also don't really show the style, of course, of window and doors. So I kind of just used my own discretion with that. I tried to stick with mostly neutral type of doors, like neutral colors, and just basic shapes. I didn't go for anything like too out there, because I just wanted to keep the outside kind of basic, like decent looking, but basic, because obviously the main focus is the inside. And yes, so I just played around a bit with the outside, just like put a little patio there at the front for the entryway with like small steps. The door placement, I think, is where it is in the picture of the floor plan as well. So I tried to, mimic that as closely as possible. Of course, my dimensions might be a little off. See, there's another picture just to kind of remind you what we're working with. And yeah, so my dimensions might be a little bit different than theirs, because I just drew like a basic shape. I didn't really pay attention to the measurements, or like how many blocks by how many blocks or whatever. So you might see once we start decorating that some of the things don't exactly fit as they do in the picture, but that's fine. It's basically trying to recreate the floor plan as closely as possible. It's not to like do something that's like exact. So yeah, here I was just playing around with the roofing, which everybody knows is a big struggle in The Sims. It is very annoying to do. So I was trying to do something that looks decent but was still pretty basic. I wasn't gonna go like full on magic skills with the roofing. Like, that's just not gonna happen. Like, I feel like that is gonna be the part I work on last, because it's like definitely a skill, especially when you get to these more complex builds with different shapes and different bump outs and things. Roofing is definitely a struggle. So I just kept it really basic with 2 roof pieces, just to cover everything, to also cover the patio, so it's kind of a covered patio. Again, I kept the colors pretty neutral. I didn't want to go like too out there, so I tried to be as, neutral as I possibly could, maybe just sticking to 1 or 2 colors at most, and not like using 5 million different colors. because obviously that is just, it's just a lot, especially on the outside. Like, I want to focus on the inside. But I did I promise I know how to speak. I did spend some time kind of trying to figure out the color palette for the outside. Kind of trying to see what would work best, what I kind of had in mind. Of course, I didn't have like an exact style, so that didn't really help me because I didn't really have a style in mind. So I think, if I remember correctly, I just stuck to these like it's paneling, I think. Just because that it's a nice, decent, like it's a decent color and it looks fine. It's not like anything magical. Here I was just trying to see if, you know, lining the fence is gonna help me with the, you know, those extra things that you add around the roof and things. I think I saw that on someone's channel once. I don't know if it did much, to be honest with you. I can't really recall. But yeah, I just did the fencing lining the roof so that, you know, when I put the things on, it actually looked somewhat decent. Yeah, because especially that portion at the front, where it's kind of open for the porch, I would definitely wanted something there to differentiate the paints. And now I think we're finally moving inside. Of course, the first thing is to place some lights just so that we can see what we are working with. And yeah, so this is where we actually now start with the real challenge, the actual floor plan, the actual decorating of the house. So here again, I was just playing with the dimensions a bit, trying to just see where everything will be placed, if I can get the size somewhat similar to what it is like in the picture. But of course I don't have exact measurements, so of course it's not going to be precise, but I was trying to get it as close as possible to what it looks like. And here we come to the flooring. I don't know why, but for some reason picking out floors is always difficult for me. I think I usually just use the same ones over and over and over again. I think in the picture they do appear to be using wooden floors, so I think that's why I kind of lean towards that. Also, just using a wood floor is probably the most, like, the easiest thing in The Sims, because it kind of fits with everything. So when you are decorating, it kind of makes it a bit easier when you are choosing kind of which colors to decorate with, which appliances, and so on. So we're starting out with the kitchen, and so the kitchen in the floor plan was right at the entryway, right at the beginning, like, of the house. And again, I was just trying to kind of pick, I usually use Dream Home Decorator in the kitchen just because I feel like it kind of suits everything quite well. And obviously if you were going for something that's more like a country vibe, you would have used Cottage Living. Again, here I'm just kind of replacing the windows because there is definitely a window in the kitchen as per the picture, but I feel like the window I picked was a bit too big with regards to where it was placed in the kitchen and the counters and everything. So I kind of replaced the windows a bit and just moved them around, but that's not a big deal. So yes, I'm using the Dream Home Decorator counters in the kitchen, again, because I said that they kind of just, for me at least, just suit most vibes. Like, it's kind of modern, but it's not like super modern, so you can kind of use it in almost any style of house, which I appreciate. If I was going more for like a cottage core type of situation, I would have obviously used the Cottage Living counters, but I don't think I need to be coming into different aesthetics just yet. I feel like I should really just focus on the basics for now and just get that down before I start working on the aesthetics. So I kind of got the kitchen layout there just with the counters, as I think it's pretty close to what it looks like in the picture. So I felt pretty good about that. We're basically now just figuring out the layout. We are going to go back in and decorate a bit more and add appliances and things in the kitchen. I was just trying to get the basic layout of the house as per the picture, so that is why I'm just going through some of the couches right now, just trying to kind of see where I'm going to place everything, and then obviously we'll go back and do everything once we know exactly where we're going to put all of the different spaces, all of the different furniture pieces, especially the larger ones like the couches and things like that. Okay, so now I'm going back into the kitchen and I'm just moving the counters back a bit to hide that weird line at the back because it's very annoying, especially because I attached the island pieces actually kind of directly onto the counters, and of course the island does not have the back thing, so I kind of just tried moving it so that you can't really see the backing of that counter. Also another trick I caught on to watching a lot of builder videos. So yes, so I'm just kind of adjusting that, and then I think we're going to go in and figure out some of the appliances. The sink, of course, I just placed under the window because I feel like, did I end up placing it under the window? I can't recall. I feel like if you're washing dishes, at least you can, you know, appreciate the view. But I don't know if I ended up keeping it there. I was trying to kind of see if I can find a way to line the sink up with the middle window, just because it looked weird kind of off to the side, but it didn't really happen for me. I don't think it really worked out, so I just stuck to having the sink kind of a bit more to the side. I think I put in was that the oven or the dishwasher? No, that was the dishwasher, so I put in a dishwasher as well, and then I put kind of the stovetop on top on the side there. There's another picture again of the floor plan. So I put the kind of oven top and the oven like on the side. I just put the fridge kind of near the end. It's a little weird because it's right by the door, but I just kind of had to fit in everything into the kitchen with the layout that I kind of was working with. And yeah, this is basically the basic layout of the kitchen that I ended up with. I don't remember if I put upper cabinets. I guess we'll see. But yeah, so here I was just going through, trying to get a little bit of clutter, trying to get a few decor pieces, I guess, just to kind of decorate the kitchen a bit more so that it doesn't look as empty. But yeah, I think this is the basic layout that I went with, because that's kind of obviously the layout that is seen in the picture as well of the floor plan, which was kind of nice because it wasn't just a floor plan with like, here's this room, here's this room, and it's like labeled bedroom. It actually showed like where the furniture was placed, which I know in a normal floor plan doesn't happen, but that's exactly why I picked this one. One, because it was a very simple shape, and two, because it actually kind of showed you where to place the furniture. And of course, since I'm only starting out, I figured that would be the best way to start. If I was going to recreate a floor plan, that would be the best way to start with, you know, just knowing where the furniture is placed and trying to kind of recreate it, but also trying to do my own thing. So here I was just like looking for clutter, looking for decorations. Cluttering is not really my strong suit. I feel like at the same time there's a lot of things and not enough things, if that makes any sense. Like, there's a lot to choose from, but there's also not a lot to choose from, because I feel like I end up using the same things over and over again. So here I think I was kind of messing around with the idea of putting upper cabinets, because I didn't really know what to put against that wall over there. So I just yeah, I think I put the range range hood. Is that what it's called? I don't recall. Oh, the vent hood. What am I even saying? The vent hood. And then I think I was playing around with the idea of upper cabinets, just because I didn't exactly know what to do with the walls, and I was just trying to find cabinets that kind of matched the counters that I used at the bottom of the kitchen there. And yeah, I think I did end up going for the upper cabinets, if I recall correctly, just because it fills up the wall, and that obviously helps because I do not know how to decorate all of that wall space. It is quite a lot. Okay, so yeah, the cabinets, I think I went with them in the end. And yeah, the kitchen, it was not like anything fancy. It's not like the best decorated or whatever. I was just, you know, trying to get something that at least still looks good. But I don't think I went like all out with the kitchen at all. I think I just put the basics in there, had a little bit of decoration in there, and then I called it a day. I didn't want to go too overboard because I'm still very new to the building game and the decoration game. whatever you want to call it. So I just put like a coffee machine. We have our fridge, we have our stove, we have our dishwasher there, so it's fine. And now I'm just making the little dining area that is also in the picture. So I tried to place it like it is in the picture as well. This is not necessarily how I would lay out a build. Not that I know much about laying out a build, but I just try to follow the picture like as close as possible, obviously using some discretion. But yeah, this is not necessarily how I would lay out my kitchen and dining, but it is how it is in the picture. So I decided to just go with it and try to make it work as best I could, trying to of course add a little bit of flair with some decorations, but trying to stick as close to the picture as possible. Art for me, like there are so many things that I never know which ones to choose, and then you pick something and you're like, but oh, there's just not the right swatch. I like it, but I just need a different color, if you know what I mean. So usually I just end up going with, I don't know, something kind of plain or whatever. But yeah, so that is what we went for, just for the little dining area. And now we're kind of moving into the living room. Again, trying to stick to the picture sort of, but this is kind of when I realized that I think I have a bit more space than the picture does, because of course I don't really have the dimensions. I kind of just looked at it and made a guess and just kind of drew a big square and tried to make a layout. So of course I have a bit more space than I think the picture has, so I had to kind of fill up all the space that I had. But I again tried to stay as close to the picture and the layout there as possible. And the plants, yeah, I definitely need more of the hanging plants. I think that's in like a kit or something, which I might have to consider getting, because I really like the hanging plants because they add something without taking up too much space, if that makes sense. So I definitely need something. So I just put a fireplace and the TV above the fireplace, a classic thing that you see in most builds. I tried not to get the rug too close to the fireplace because I know that is a fire hazard in The Sims. Your house will burn down. I am very much aware of that, but I could not put a rug because that would just look very empty. So I tried to make sure that the rug is at least a decent distance away from the fireplace. Hopefully it's far enough away and your Sims do not burn down the house. But yeah, so that is kind of what I'm doing for the living room. And again with the coffee tables, like I never know, should I go round, should I go square, should I go rectangular, like, and then color wise which ones kind of fit in what I'm doing. It's just always a little bit, I think I overthink it a bit, but I do kind of want to make it look decent. So that's why sometimes I take 5 million years to try and decide on certain things. There's just a picture for reference, again, kind of seeing what I'm trying to do. See, they only have like one love seat against the wall there facing the TV, whereas I could fit a bigger couch and then a love seat by the window. But that's what I meant when I said I kind of have a bit more space to use. So I kind of tried to just fill it up a bit using my own discretion. And I think that's it for the living room. Now we're going on to the bedroom, and it has sort of like a mini walk-in closet situation. So I'm just trying to figure out how to do that. I figured the best way probably would be with the columns and the spandrels, just to get that wall kind of open but still kind of define it as a separate space. I think that's kind of what I went with, because they have like that little, it's not exactly a walk-in, but it is like a closet space type of situation. And yeah, I figured I'm just gonna decorate with some mirrors and things to just make it like define the space a bit and make it look like a closet. Here I'm again trying to find a nice color for the walls, because I can never decide. I feel like, again, if I had a plan in mind before I started, like a color scheme or a style that I was going for, picking out things would have been a lot easier. But of course, I did not think that far. I was just like, oh, picture, let me recreate it. And then, yeah, but I think I figured it out in the end. I kind of, for my skill level, I feel like I didn't do too bad with regards to the decorating and doing the floor plan. So I'm using the shelves and cupboards and things from Dream Home Decorator to kind of create that walk-in closet feel. I'm just hanging some different clothes, cluttering it up a bit. I think I definitely used some clutter in there, and then I'm going back to the mirror behind the thing, just because I feel like it kind of works, because I mean it's a closet, right? So even though the mirror is covered by cabinets and things, I feel like it still works because it's like full wall. You can still see it behind there. And then I just kind of cluttered up the cupboards with like different clutter pieces. I think there's some shoes, there's some boxes, just some things that you would normally have in a closet. I feel like that makes it kind of, look a little lived in, like there's definitely someone who stays here. So yeah, I just wanted to clutter it up a bit to make sure that at least it has a bit of a homey feel. Yeah, so we got the clothes, we got the shoes, we got the boxes, and I think it came out quite well, in my opinion, for what my skill level again. But I'm actually not too sad about it. I kind of like it, actually. Yeah, so I think it turned out pretty good. Okay, now we're moving on to the bedroom. And again, I was just trying to look at the picture, use a bit of my own discretion, just trying to find that happy medium. I decided to just use the same curtains throughout, just to not make it too difficult to decide. Like, I feel like, it matches, so let's just use it everywhere. And then picking a bed is also like sometimes so difficult for me, because like I never can decide which one I want, which style I want, which again I think would be easier if I had a style in mind before I started. So I know what you're saying. I think the bed would look better if it's under the window, and I agree, but again I was trying to kind of go with the picture, and I think in the picture that is how the bed is placed. I don't particularly like it. Again, I would change that layout kind of to the having the bed under the window, but that's just me. But at least this way we could kind of put a TV on the wall so you can watch TV while you are in bed, which I guess some people like. And again, I'm just going to pull it together with a rug under the bed. I think I did decorate a bit more. Yeah, I put in another end table just to kind of fill a bit of that empty space. And I think I put some artwork above the bed as well, because that is a lot of empty wall space over there. So again, we start the search for artwork in The Sims. Sometimes it's fun and sometimes it's just a real pain. But I think I figured out a cute idea eventually. We'll just have to see. I can't really remember what I did, but I think it ended up looking okay. So that's all that matters, I guess. Just me scrolling through the art, going through the swatches, trying to find something that kind of in my mind works, even though this house technically does not have a style. So yeah, I just put that. Yeah, I think that's the three I put up. I feel like it kind of looks cute with the plants. It's green, so it kind of matches a bit of the theme that I had going on the rest of the house. That's why I think and it just looks nice because it's like technically three different things, but also kind of the same. So I think now we're moving on to the bathroom. And again, bathroom tiles, I just never know which ones to pick. Again, I feel like this would be minimized if I had an actual style in mind, because I feel like I kind of just use the same ones all the time in my bathrooms. Like, I just make it look the same, maybe use different colors, but that's about as adventurous as I get, which I really feel like I need to branch out and make like more creative bathrooms, which is a sentence I never thought I would say in my life, but here we are. So I think I had the green kind of as a theme. That's why I tried to kind of use the green more. And the walls, actually, I kind of like it. It looks really good for a bathroom because it's just enough green to make it look good, but it's not like overwhelming. And again, flooring, you always put tiles in your bathrooms, which I feel like is just standard. So I don't know if there's like there's quite a few different tiles, but I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, they're tiles, so I usually don't pay too much mind, as long as they're not like too hectically busy, because you get those. So I'm just trying to figure out kind of the layout of the bathroom here. I think I ended up doing both a tub and a shower, I think, if I recall correctly. And I just put in another window that I can't recall if the window was on the picture or if I just added that myself. And then again, with spacing in bathrooms, the thing is that it may look like a big bathroom, but then you start placing your items and you're like, whoa, they need to be able to use this, because if you're thinking playability, then you need to be able to access it, right? So sometimes you can't really place things two on top of each other, which is kind of annoying. So here I was just creating like a little vanity with like a double sink, and I was trying to find like a mirror that kind of works, but I figured just having the mirror in the middle is fine, because that's probably where you're going to be when you're needing it anyway. And in the sink, you're basically just going to wash your hands and brush your teeth, so it's fine. And again, I'm trying to clutter up, trying to use some of the tips and tricks that I've seen on previous videos. Hopefully I think I used them somewhat successfully. Just placing them on the counter to get the height, and then placing them kind of just to get them on different spots on the counter to kind of just make it look like, you know, this is a house where people live. They get busy in the morning. Sometimes they forget to put their things away. There's a little picture in the corner again for you guys. Trying to just you know, make it look, like I said, like with the closet, is to make it just kind of look lived in, you know, like people actually live here, they actually use these things, they actually use the bathroom. And it gets a little messy in the morning. Sometimes we run out of time, we don't have time to put our things away. So yeah, I think that's what I ended up with. I see I removed the tub to place the toilet, but I think, did I put the tub back? Because now it just looks weird. But oh, I don't think I put the tub back in, did I? It doesn't look like I did. Sorry, even I can't remember what I did, and it's my build. Anyways, I feel like now, okay, yeah, now I'm just cluttering up a bit, adding some of the essentials, towel racks and toilet paper and all those fun things that you just kind of need in a bathroom. Yeah, nothing too insane. I feel like just the basics, kind of making it look somewhat like a decent actual bathroom that people use. And yeah, I don't think I did too much with the clutter. Just the basics, and just a little rug for when you get out of the shower, so you don't drip water over the floor. Yeah, I think that's about what I did for the bathroom. And did I put I think I should have put curtains. I believe I put curtains over the windows, hopefully, because that is the one place you kind of need privacy, you know what I mean? Oh, and then I put a little rug in front of the, oh yeah, in front of the sinks, it looks like. Yeah, I feel like that just added a bit of color. Yeah, I think that is, oh yeah, I did put curtains. Thank goodness for that. Or did I end up going, yeah, I did put curtains, although those are probably not gonna help much, but I feel like it's the idea that counts, because they are sheer. But it's the idea that counts, guys. There are curtains, technically, so you know what I mean. And I think that is done.